Okay, so this is MAR 100, MAR 100, or however you call it, and it's about data analysis. So this is supposed to be subject which supplements the subject on research methods. So before we go any further about the subject, I'll just introduce myself for those who do not know me yet. I think some of you are familiar names. So anyway, that's my name. Troy Dino Elizaga. I seldom use the second name. So you might see me, or you might read me, or read letters, no, or I might write just Troy Elizaga. Um, well, this thing usually comes up, this question, so I'm still single, so don't ask me how many kids I have. My birth date is February 18, 1970, so I'm 50 years old. And my birthplace and hometown is Davao City, but currently I'm residing in Maribohok, Bohol. Um, that means, uh, well, that means nothing. Anyway, in education, I just finished my PhD this September. So it's in University of Shiga Prefecture in Japan, and I finished my master's in architecture in the same course that you're taking in San Carlos Urban Design, um, and also BS Architecture in 1992. So if you notice, I have not really been um, in a hurry to get my degrees, but that is not a very good example because for PhDs, sometimes they have age limits, and if not for a professor that I know, I would not have gotten into the program because of the age limit. So aside from passing the architecture board, I also passed the environmental planner board, which makes me environmental planner. So I guess those are all the salient points about me that's important. The rest are not. So I'll be discussing our class policy since this is our first meeting. And we are in a very strange situation, okay? Which is actually, we'll take advantage of this because at least we don't have to spend like, spend on going to Cebu, especially from people from Palawan, and there's even one of you from Dubai, okay, and it's um, 4 hour time difference. So right now it's 2 p.m. there. So we'll take advantage of this and try to make the best of it. Um, all our lectures will be online, of course. Since we meet only once a week, so most of the time we will be meeting online since it's easier to meet. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to record and upload. Well, I will record the lecture. And then the plan is to upload it afterwards for others to watch, especially those who are not able to participate. Um, I will try to convert it to YouTube because some data packages allow free YouTube watching. So my concern here is the access to the internet. Although I don't know if it applies, no, um, for all of you since you are already in the graduate program. And then participants' microphone should be on mute, no, especially if you know that the background, there's a lot of background noise. Um, so at least when the lecture starts, then we can turn it on again when we have to make discussion. So meantime, you can use the chat box for comments and questions unless the instructor calls on a student by name. I'm supposed to assign a facilitator, and that facilitator is supposed to sort out the questions in the chat box and answer some. But let's try without one for now. I'll explain later also. It is advisable to turn off the camera if your internet is slow. So at least it helps. So attendance is required only on some activities. Okay, some activities will mean probably some presentation or exams. So anyway, it will be announced, no, so ahead of time so that you can best prepare. And attendance has no bearing on the grade. So it doesn't mean that as long as you're always present, you'll be sure to pass even with a 3.0. So Google Classroom will be used in all of our instructions for now. That's why please ignore any notifications for this course from Canvas. Okay. Some of you are worried about your email addresses from USC, but those email addresses is applicable only for Canvas. You cannot get into Canvas without those email addresses. But here in Google Classroom, you can use your personal Gmail account. So I have to apologize for requiring you because I sort of got confused, no? And I thought that because I was using my USC email address to put up the Google Classroom, I thought that everything else will be controlled also by the university. So right now, Canvas is being fixed, and then we might transition to it during the middle of the semester. But it's a wait and see. Okay, so for now, let's just settle down with Google Classroom. And if we find it comfortable to continue until the end of the sem, so we'll just settle with Google Classroom unless the administration forces us to return to Canvas. So channel complaints about the instructor to the chairman of the Department of Architecture, that's Architect Neilman Harris, and not on social media. So don't make this like an opportunity to gain likes and then to monetize your social media account. So find another venue. So not this. Let's just be nerds here. So these policies apply only in this course, which is under me. Okay, so it may differ with other instructors handling the same course. And some policies may change when all the instructors handling the same course. Well, this does not apply here, no, because I'm the only one handling this course. But in my undergrad subjects, so I just copied and paste this. So in my undergrad subjects, sometimes there are many of us handling the same subjects, and that's the problem is the students keep comparing. Okay, sir, the other class is doing this. Why are we not doing this? So, but here there's no comparing. So there are 22 of you, and I was really very shocked. I was already happy when at first I was told there were going to be just a dozen of you. So now, so this changed a lot in my plans, especially in the projects. So, and we'll talk about it later. Most of you are in the IA and AS class. Okay, I think the most is AS. So how do I grade you? Okay, so it's a very simple formula. Midterm grade, 70% class standing, 30% midterm exam. We will have midterm exam. And then tentative final grade, 30% final exam, 30% class standing, 40% project. Okay. And then the final grade, 30% is the midterm grade, and 70% is the tentative final grade. So 30% only for midterm grade because normally the first half of the semester, everyone is still adjusting. And then also the weight is more on the final grade because of the project. Okay, so the project is very important. In some classes, they only grade the project, and that's your grade for the whole class. No? But here we have to account for everything. So I'm just preparing something like this. What is that project? So it is to analyze the data of your proposed research. Okay, so you're going to propose a research study, which requires data gathering and, of course, data analysis. But when I was told that there were only be few of you, I thought that it should be done individually, because you cannot really meet to discuss projects right now with the pandemic. So I decided with 22 students and probably some a few more probably adding, we'll have a group project. Okay, so let's try to make that work. Let's help each other out, and I'll discuss more on that towards the end. So there are three of you in LA program and three of you in the urban design, seven in the architectural science. So I was wrong. Interior design, interior architecture is the most number nine. So that makes 22. Okay. So I gave out a survey, um, and then actually when I compiled the results, I think there were only 13 who submitted when I compiled. Um, there were a few more who submitted afterwards, so they're not counted here. Anyway, this is not graded, and it's just to give us an idea, of, it's at least for me, an idea of what the students are, or what the students are expecting, or where they are from. In fact, it is through this survey that I learned that there's someone from Dubai, and then there are, four students from Cagayan de Oro City, and then there are three from Cebu City, and then there, no, I was wrong, no, it's Puerto Princesa City, four from Palawan, then the rest, one each from Tacloban, Ormoc, Catbalogan. So we're varied, no? So we're everywhere right now. And current work, okay, so I did not change this anymore. MLMO is supposed to be under architect, but as expected, most of you are in the field of education. Most of those architects who take masters actually, are the ones teaching, because that's required by the school. And then research interests, I tried to group them as much as possible. They're so varied, and I came up with this. Um, but it's not a very big grouping, no? For example, in architectural facility, there's about a toilet and a recreation facility. And then sustainable design, there are a few. And then heritage conservation, then community design. Okay. Initially, I would have wanted to use this data here to assign topics for the project. But then again, when the enrollment increased to 22, so this became, invalid. Okay. Classwork. So I gave you also a classwork. Um, I ask you to watch a 7-minute video from YouTube, and then ask you also to describe briefly what part of the video or what message it conveys that creates an impression on you. Okay, so I gathered all of this. So there are people who said that, what impressed the most are the difference between histograms and bar charts, the analyzing and interpreting data. So data analysis starting from elementary, making sense of gathered data, concluding after evaluating causation and correlation, the importance of using graphs, seeing the value of taking down notes, the process of analyzing data, the relevance of data collection, the need to collect and analyze data to prove something, invalid conclusions from correlation. So this was very interesting, and making tabular data more understandable through graphs. Okay. Now, these are all valid. There's a very good, but some are more interesting and some are more important. And the one that I actually wanted to hear more from you is this this third one, data analysis starting from elementary. Okay, so I was wondering if some of you would be shocked to know that as early as elementary, you should be learning something about statistics already, or how to interpret data. Okay, even if it's in another form. But then when, as you notice in high school, so there are things that actually you are not learning even in college. But this is the US, so these things. I was wondering if some of you are uncomfortable with the fact that you might be behind. There are many things that are expected to of you that you should already know, and yet you don't because in the system, education system, in the Philippines, we're not being taught this, and it's not at least in K-12. I think they're already starting to put that into order. Research is already in the curriculum. Um, but none of you, I'm sure, is in a graduate of K-12. No? So that's why the most important thing that I want to emphasize right now is this. No? Let's all start on the same ground. So this is leveling off. Okay. Some of you may be advanced, some of you may be far behind, some of you just somewhere else. Of you might be oriented more on science, some of you are oriented more on what qualitative research, some very nerdy quantitative research, a lot of background on statistics, but we all have to start at the same spot. Okay, so therefore we have to know, we have to make sure that what one learned, the others also learn. Okay, so that's why for now, aside from really just meeting for the first time and introducing ourselves, I had to give you a classwork for next meeting. I have to make you watch again a series of videos. Okay, this time there are 11 videos, but don't worry, there are 3 minutes each. Well, around 3 to 5 minutes. So the most is like you spend 33 minutes or the least. And then you're just going to answer a question using Google Form, which will also be posted in the Google Classroom. In fact, I scheduled it to be assigned by 6:30. So at 6:30, you will receive them. It's automatic in Google Classroom. Okay. Um, so that's not a very difficult classwork. Graded means you will earn the points if you watch and then you answer the Google form. Okay, and the Google form, the question is really so simple you might laugh at it. But the second classwork is more important, and that is where we will uh, discuss, no, what to do, because my plan is to form you into teams of 3 members each. Originally, I was thinking of forming you according to your course because urban design has 3 already, and then also landscape architecture has 3, so they can form a group. But then interior architecture has 9, so they can break up into 3 groups of 3. But then the architectural science of 7, so they can make a group of 2 groups with 3 and 4 members. That was my original intention. But then I think it is better if the grouping comes from you. Okay, so since you might know some other people taking up another course, although it might be more difficult to agree on a topic because your interests may vary. Although there are some courses here which are more or less related, like landscape architecture and urban design is also partly related. Architectural science and interior architecture has some relations also. So, but it would be very difficult for interior architecture and landscape to agree on something, maybe a topic. But I'm going to leave it up to you. So that will be an assignment. You'll have to talk with each other. You have to communicate with each other. So in Google Classroom, I think under people, Uh, you see there all the names that have already entered, so you can email them and then talk to them, or you can even form another group chat. I don't know here, or if you want, you can make another group chat in Messenger, and then discuss who should be your um, teammates or research team. Okay, um, so that's due next week, next Saturday. Next Saturday, we should already form the team. And then if there are problems, like there are only two members, so we'll settle all those problems. So that day cannot end without the teams being formed. Okay, and then this is rather because at first I wanted you to already agree on a research topic by next week. So, but I then decided to move it further to to September 19. Um, but at least you already know that after you group yourselves, you're supposed to agree on a topic for research. Okay, so consider the source of data because in principle, all of us are staying at home or our mobility is very limited. Okay, and then all of us or some of us are really far from each other. Okay, um, and then all we can access is the internet and maybe some other sources. I don't know. We can still make use of the phone to call people, so it's not really internet. And then the topic must be related to your course. So that's why it's difficult if you have different courses. So you have to strike a common interest, a common topic. Then I'm going to ask you to present your proposed topic. Next meeting means September 19. Okay, but you'll have to submit that first to me, and so that I can comment on it, and then what you present will already be the revised version, the final version based on my comments. And then the others are supposed to learn from all our presentations. So what's important in the presentation would be defining the problem, and then of course your methodology. So what data are you going to get? How are you going to get them? And how are you going to treat them once you got them? Okay, so this is the very simple way. In all research, even to the PhD level, it's the same consideration. It's the same questions that we ask. So what data do you need to get? How are you going to get them? And then how are you going to treat them once you got them? Okay. But then you have to tell me why. Okay. When you say I'm going to get this data, why that data? You have to explain why. Of all the data that can be possibly gathered, why do you choose this? And then how do you get the data? Okay. Again, the question is why? Why did you choose this method of getting the data? Why did you choose to just go to the internet? Why didn't you interview? Or why didn't you, I don't know, what other methods? Okay. Um, and then how to treat the data. Again, why? Why is this the treatment that you decided to get? Now, all of these are supposed to be covered in the research design, I think handled by Architect Rubia. Okay, but so I have not coordinated with him yet, but it's so difficult to coordinate classworks, no, because especially because of the distance. So I decided to just go parallel. You'll have projects with him, and you'll have projects with me. Okay, and it's going to be different projects. But I assume that the projects with him would be more related to your thesis. Okay, and normally it's like that. So your projects with me will have to be scaled down. So it has to be something very, very doable, and it's like just like analyzing the prices of something in the market. So something like that. So nothing extravagant, nothing big, nothing fancy. Okay, as long as there is data to analyze. Okay, and then when you define the problem, then I ask you why. The answer would have to be about the topic. How is it related to your field? Okay, especially if your teammates belong to different courses. So all of this is very easy. Um, and then especially that you're at the comfort of your own home, so you should be more relaxed. No? Um, so this is my last slide, I think. Yes. So let me change back. So now there's 16 of us here. Let me see if I'm expecting someone to be around. Okay, she's not here. Um, you may unmute if you want to speak. Okay. Um, I'm expecting yeah, Ma'am Jo Avila. She used to teach the subject. So I'm asking her to be part of the Google Classroom. Okay, so I think you already saw her name among the teachers. So Josephine Avila. She works in OPS, in Office of Population Studies. Um, but then when she was teaching the subject, I was the one sort of sitting in and then also assisting her. So now we're turning the tables. Okay, so I'm asking her to assist me. That's what I did not assign any facilitator because I was hoping that she could be facilitator. But then I was doubting whether there would be any question because in my experience with the undergrads, so students tend to be very shy in the first meeting. Okay, so I'm also very shy, but then I have no choice. I have to talk. So anyway, any questions so far? You can unmute, you can talk because we're few here. So any questions, any questions, any worries or any, even if it's not related to the subject. But you can hear me, no?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so Micah, no problem with the camera. I said it earlier, no, that if the connection is low, it's better to turn off the camera. So any concerns about the grouping? If it's or any concerns about the project, the grading system, or the time that we're supposed to meet? Is this a good time for everyone?
Yes, sir.
So, sige, kung kinsa lang ang mo object, sige, you can object. Anyway, so I think everyone has no problem. Anyway, the session is recorded, okay, and then also, if worst comes to worst, you may also record your presentation. Um, you may also record your presentation if you really it's very difficult to be online, um, to be synchronous. That's the term that they use, no? Um, at least on your side. So on my side, so it's recorded. I'll upload it, and then anyone can review it. Anyone can access it later. Okay. So basically, that's my presentation for today. So it's only for 35 minutes, um, which is my usual presentation to all my subjects. So if there are no other questions, so please check your Google Classroom because by now the assignment has already been posted there. Okay, so I guess this is it. So see you next week. Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Sir.
Okay, thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Stop
Salamat.
recording.